Morning, guys. Hope y'all can hear me. Morning, Rune. Night Owl. Good morning. I'm back. I made it. I'm out of the abyss. Haven't really talked about the abyss, have I? But anyway, Night Owl, Rune, appreciate y'all being here. Not sure who else we got here. Not a whole lot of people. I didn't advertise this real ahead of time because I've got a little bit to go over. But just wanted to update everybody mostly. Not out of the light switch cover plate came with the place. I would have probably chosen a different scheme for the inside of here, but you know, came with it. I didn't have to spend any extra money on stuff, so. All right, sound and video is good, awesome. So yeah, hope everybody's been well. I've been kind of, what's the word to say, incognito the past few weeks now. It started back, let's see, I guess it was the last week of June, when everything sort of blew up and kind of changed a bunch of things. During the month of June, I know I wasn't out here that much, even after getting the air conditioner put in. And, you know, there's been stuff going on at home. Made some personnel changes around the house, I guess you could say. So that's always something to deal with, and sort of requires a lot of attention. So that's one reason I've not been around. I did have some downtime, but again, it was used towards the other situation. Essentially what happened, I've said this before, but basically with work, I work in a public location, a public office, and there's a lot of traffic in and out of there with people from the public. And during the whole coronavirus pandemic thing, we've actually been pretty lucky there. Until I got a phone call one evening saying that it was the last week of June. Got a phone call from one of the state employees at that location telling me that somebody who had been working there, one of their employees, had started feeling kind of crappy and wound up testing positive for coronavirus. So of course that shut the office down until they could conduct testing for everybody who was in there, myself included. I got tested first thing the next morning. And let me tell you, if you've not been tested, that is an experience. It's not painful, but it's definitely got an element of discomfort to it. And again, if you've not ever had that test, they use a really thin, small Q-tip type swab. It's kind of flexible, actually. And I was actually thinking it would be really cool for cleaning little parts that are hard to get to. Interestingly enough, while they shoved it in my nose, but it kind of goes in horizontally through the bottom part of your nasal cavity, and they pull it out and they do both sides. Anyway, the feeling after that is like that feeling that you have when you sneeze really hard and it all goes through your nose. And I could swear that after that test, if I had eaten jalapeno pepper, I probably could have smelled the color purple after that. Yeah, that's how wide open my nasal passages felt. But anyway, yeah, the test results for me took, I actually took till like the following Monday afternoon. So I was out of work a few days because we didn't know exactly when the test results were going to come back. So we couldn't really plan on when I would go back to my regular work schedule. In the meantime, my chief was good enough to let me work because of, we didn't have any extra leave time. I didn't have any extra leave time. So I could have stayed out the whole time, but I would have been completely unpaid for it. So he actually let me work a couple of night shifts. Plus, I didn't have any symptoms. I wasn't that close to the person who got infected. But anyway, I worked a couple of night shifts. And you guys know I've not been on nights forever now. And it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like a total third shift deal. It was, more like 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. type shift. And it was in a remote kind of area, and basically just do what I do best and sit there and look pretty. But anyway, so I had to work a couple nights, and then the next week I got my results back, negative of course. Flipped back to day shift for a total of 3 days, and then that Friday was July 3rd, and so all the state offices were closed, and in order to get decent hours, I had to work that night, and then had personnel issues to deal with the weekend of the 4th. I did do some cooking though. Made some baby back ribs that were really, really good. Slow cooked them for about 3.5 hours on the charcoal grill. Yeah, they were really good. Anyway, dealt with all that. Finally went back for a full week of work this past week, and I'm off today. So that's why I've not been around a whole lot. Let's see here. Good morning, James, Brian, Julian. Good morning, everybody. Glad that you're here. Appreciate it. Got a little bit of a crowd, but anyway, so that's the story of why I've been kind of incognito. A little bit of everything going on, and just also trying to get some other stuff done around the house on top of all of that. So anyway, I've got the shop this morning, and one thing that I have actually not done during all of this was I've not picked any locks except for one at work the other day. Somebody somehow locked their key in their filing cabinet drawer somehow, or misplaced their key or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, they said, "Hey, can you unlock this drawer for us?" And so I did in like 2 seconds. This little wafer lock. And then a couple weeks ago, I was actually cooking, and I wanted to try to do a cooking video. And in the middle of it, I recorded a little bit of picking. It didn't turn out so good. The video didn't turn out great. The food actually was edible, but the recording process just wasn't up to my standards, so that's why it didn't get out. Yeah, not out of it. Yeah, at first test results were coming back, like James said, coming back in about 3 days. And you know, now it's taking, I guess for me it was three business days, but it stretched over the weekend. And other people that I know have gotten tested have gotten their results back, you know, morning, noon, night, whatever time or day of the week. So I guess my testing site was just backlogged or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it was actually like the lock that I was talking about was actually like a wooden cabinet, and it had the wafer core inside of handle. And again, I'm not sure how they did that exactly, because you need a key to lock or unlock it. It wasn't push in style. So, oh well, I did it. But anyway, I guess I just want to talk a little bit about picking practice and maybe look at like I said, I'm going to be doing a series on the Master Lock Pro series. But I guess we can take it apart. We'll see if I can still pick it. Should be able to. These like I said, I'm gonna try to do the series on these like I did with the 1100 series locks. But again, I've been tied up doing other stuff. When I've had the time, I've not had the time, I guess you could say. So anyway, let's come over here to the bench, and I'll see if we can get picking into there. So give me just a second while I adjust the camera. Yeah, guys, I hadn't even had the air conditioner on out here that much. I knew I wasn't going to be out here, so I just decided to save a little bit of money on electricity and came out, just turned it off, turned it back on a couple evenings ago, just on real low setting, and then last night I came out here and cranked it way up so it'd be nice and cool out here today. Let's see. Yeah, Rune, I see that comment. Yeah, I don't know what the latest numbers are for my state by itself. But those numbers that you just posted, I think, are way less than what we have here. And the Charlotte area specifically has seen a very large spike in the last few weeks. And yes, a rise in numbers was to be expected when they, sort of increased testing to get more people tested. So it sort of makes sense to see a bunch. However, the hospitalization numbers, which are the real concern, are also going up. So that's not a good sign. But we are still chugging right along. People are still working. So, we'll make it. I believe everybody will come through this. But anyway, let's go ahead and pick this guy and take him apart, talk about him a little bit. The Master Pro Series 7035. I actually like this lock from Master Lock. This is his big brother, the 7045. And what I really like about these are the shackle guards. Really, make it almost impossible for a practical cutting attack. And they've got a ball bearing locking mechanism in there, and actually a fairly decent core. All this is steel, so you're not going to be just cutting through it or hitting it with a hammer. But let's see here. These are a little bit easier to pick than the American 1100 type cores, just because, like I'm looking at now, Brian, yeah, you just commented there are no serrated key pins, so that makes them a little bit easier. The way I like to attack these, as opposed to the 1100 series where I would use top of the keyway tension, these I like to use the tensioner bottom of the keyway, just because you don't have to get quite as much control over these spools, and we'll take a look at them. And then I love using the Sparrow's Tron for this. It's a nice little short hook. We'll come up. One gave us a click. Two gave us some rotation and a click. Okay, 3, I overset. I think I got it now. 4, had nothing. Okay, 5 felt solid. There we go. Had to set 4. Doesn't take much to pick it, but if somebody was looking to break in, take your stuff, and I can't remember if this is a Phillips head or not. Yeah, it is. Okay. A thief who's going to be picking a lock, I would probably be able to recognize it, assuming they have practice with these. Let's drop the screw. There we go. I'm not going to take the entire body of this apart, but it's fairly simple. You got the retaining screw down the shackle hole, and maybe I can get that out. It's very similar to how the 1100 series were held in. You have the little base plate and the little security retainer nut that limits access to it. Holds the core in place. And again, just a tiny little core, not much to it. And we have a C-clip on the back here. We'll just pop that off. And then where it gets kind of confusing is you have the little half moon on the back of the plug, which is the actuator for turning the mechanism inside the lock. So that can make gutting a challenge. You can turn it like that. You can use a shim if you want just a little bit of additional insurance that you're not going to have a gutting disaster. You can use one of these. This is from Bobby Keys. It is his half moon adapter, so it'll fit in there. Personally, for me, the plastic, I don't always care for the plastic followers because they don't always go in smooth, but this one works pretty well. So we can come in here, and I've not had this one apart in forever. Let me get a pinning tray. Yeah, Night Owl, I don't want to drop the actuator out of the body. I've not disassembled one fully myself, but I think it would be more of a pain than with the 1100 series. Either more of a pain or a total disaster. See, I got a master wafer in here for number 4. I think that's what we'll find in number 5. No, we found the driver in number 5. So the driver was too short for the pin. Okay. That's odd. Actually, I don't think I picked this one on video before. I did one of them. Maybe I did both. I don't know. It's been a very, very long time ago. Yep, master wafers in 3 of them. I'll look on the core to see or look with the key. We'll put the pins back in. Let's see. Gotta grab my tweezers real quick. Let's see. Yeah, like Night Owl mentioned, either you get the special follower for these, or you can take one of the followers like this and then sort of mill your own half moon. I had thought about doing that with this one, but apparently didn't follow through with that project. Because like I said, the metal ones do go in a little bit smoother. Seem to work a little bit better. Number 1 has some serrations on it. And I'm going to guess that the rest of these are going to be little tiny spools. So, I mean, these really aren't that hard of a pick, but the body itself is actually, fairly competent. So, I would actually use this one just because of the steel body. Let's see. Okay. Let's see which key I have. So I'm just interested about if I can take those wafers out and still have a working key. Obviously, I didn't pin this up, otherwise I'd know. This is the key that I have. Okay, so all but number 6 would work. So this would be what, like a yeah. This would be, I don't know if this would actually be a master or if it's a change key, but I could repin it to have just one master wafer here in number 6, and it would still work. So I'll probably do that, put it back together, see how much harder it is to pick. Probably not very. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Night Owl, that's a good suggestion to swap the serrated-ish standard pin. This guy, so that serration doesn't really do anything. Put it in the rearmost chamber because that's the shallowest cut there, so you get more play from the spools in here. See, it was number 5 that had the spool come out in the cylinder. Yeah. See, that bothers me because then that's a zero lift pin, and you don't want that. I wonder if I've got a longer. I'll have to look and see if I've got a longer pin that's this diameter I can put in there. I'll have to look through. I don't know if I have anything. I don't think I have anything sitting here on the bench. No, that's all regular size stuff. Oh well, I'll go on the hunt for that. Siege. I'm just looking to see real quick if I do have anything sitting right around here that I can put in there. I'm not finding anything off the top of my head, so yeah, Night Owl, it'll eat the springs too. And yeah, Rune, I love a beautifully balanced pin stack. I really do. But apparently that wasn't on the mind of whoever did this, so anyway, I will have to find something. I'll post pictures of it later, whenever I do. But I'd have to go through a bunch of stuff here. Let me just look one more spot to see. There. Sorry guys, I'm looking through just to see if I just happen to have anything that will work. But I don't believe that I do. That's maybe. Huh. There we go. I did have something. I don't know what it's out of. But it's a little steel pin. It's the right diameter. And it's definitely longer than these little spools. I don't know. Let's put this back together now. Let's see how it works. see. Yeah. Put the extra master pin. Sorry guys, I'm looking at the comments. Video didn't freeze. I froze. Just trying to read the comments. Rune, you got ants in your internet? That's interesting. Let's see. Alright guys, I'm trying to do this around the camera. And I've got the sun's coming in right through the little crack in the blocks that I have up there. Alrighty. Okay, there's that back there. Put the clip on. Check the key to make sure it works, and it does. Sweet. I was half expecting it not to for some reason. Okay. Make sure I got that in there the right way. Inside of I will look at that room. I got on Twitter long enough to post about doing this. That's about it this morning, but I will definitely go on and look after we get done here. I can get this retaining screw to cooperate. I think my screwdriver's too big, actually. Yep. Let's see. Get my smaller Phillips head. Yeah, Root, we had a very mild spring here in my area compared to what it normally is. Should have done this before. Poke this screw out to see. But yeah, we had a lot of rain to come through in May. Oh, that might be why. Yeah, that's definitely why Phillips head won't work. It takes a hex wrench. Should have known that. And I know these are Torx, but sometimes you can get them to work with hex. That was the closest thing I had. I think we might be able to get away with this. Hey Ronald, good morning. Glad of you to join in. Finally back at it. I do plan on being back next weekend, as long as there are no unforeseen circumstances. You know, a while back I asked my psychic if she could see anything major coming in the future, and she said no. Unfortunately, the next day she got run over by a horse and carriage. So I don't really put a lot of stock in what the psychic says anymore. Really need to get a better Allen wrench set. Well, we got a little purchase there. Really hate this Harbor Freight set of Allen wrenches. Sorry guys. One of these two. You know what? I ain't gonna worry about it right now. I can still pick it. I'm not gonna waste any more time, so here it is after the modifications to the pin stack. Okay, nice sharp click out of 1. 6 gave a sharp click. That's where we put that standard. Counter rotation on 2. I think there was 1. Fell back down. This is definitely putting up more of a fight than it did the first time. It's in a false set. Just set one of the spools. And I'm dropping everything. Yeah, definitely more difficult to pick after changing those pins around. I might have to switch to a slightly deeper hook, which to me, if you have to use more than one kind of pick to pick the same lock, then it is a practical lock for use in real life. I don't know how many of the rest of you agree with me on that, but if you have to start with one pick and then finish with another pick, there we go, to get a lock open, I'd say that proves its worth in the field. So yeah, definitely glad we took this apart. Glad I was able to find another pin to put in there, but it definitely opens much more smoothly now. A lot harder to pick open, but without that zero lift pin dragging in there, it turns a lot easier. But yeah, pick resistance has definitely gone up. Let's look at the comments real quick. Yeah, Night Owl, I need something different. I need to invest in a good comprehensive set of Allen wrenches. I've never had one. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that I'm kind of too cheap to buy. good set, but eventually one day I'll break down. Let me get the camera readjusted. Without everything falling down. Alright, here we are. Okay. Back to the comments here. Good morning, Peter Fox. Actually just getting ready to wrap up here in a minute, but we've been exploring the Master Lock Pro series. Let's see here. G Keyman 565, good morning. Glad you stopped by. Yeah, James, I saw that with the Starry Logs channel this morning as well. You know, I understand what it's like to kind of go on hiatus. That's, you know, sort of like how I felt, you know, the last few weeks where I haven't done any videos. I definitely felt it last year before I had the air conditioning in the shop, and it was just too hot to come out here and do anything. And again, had a lot of issues outside of work and locks that I had to deal with. And you know, I understand that you get kind of, you know, you can feel like you're for me, when it comes down to making a bunch of videos and then all of a sudden you don't, you sort of feel like you're, you know, letting people down by not doing it, which I know that isn't, you know, the case. I know everybody understands that these things happen, but I know for, you know, for a long time I was making videos every week, especially when I first started. It didn't matter what it was, I would pick just about anything and make a video of it. Other than picking my nose on camera, I was trying to make a video of everything I picked. And, you know, I know that you can sort of lose steam over a while, but, you know, hopefully it's nothing, it's nothing bad for Starry Lock. He's been a great guy. I've not watched as many videos of his as I should have, but he does join in here, you know, in the lives a lot. In fact, I think he's one of my regular live people, or at least semi-regular live people here. He's always showing up. But yeah, let's all go over there to his channel. Post some happy words on his comments there. I think he's on Twitter too. Isn't he on Twitter, Night Owl? I believe he is. I don't think he's very active on there, but I think he's on there. So maybe we could send him some, you know, cat pictures or something too. Yeah, I agree with the 2-pick rule. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you have to use more than a turning tool and a pick to pick a lock, then yeah, it is definitely accomplished its purpose in the wild as far as slowing down pickers. So maybe we'll look at that. I always kind of think of the Everest as accomplishing that goal, because if you have some really high cut key pins, then you need a steeper hook for that, because there's not really a ledge to work off of. But if you have a kind of a steeper hook, then it's really hard to get it into the cylinder to where you can lift that check pin. So maybe we'll do some testing of that. Ronald, yeah, I don't eat Flaming Hot Cheetos, but I've done something similar. Yeah. Okay, Bryn. Yeah, we'll look for your video tomorrow. Doing some unboxing stuff. I finally got the last part of my Rocage order. They didn't send me the missing 5 split rings that I ordered. They did credit me for the full amount, which I think was like $1.12 or $1.10, something like that. But got my $1.95 bottom pins. I needed those. I was about out of those. The others I've stocked up. Haven't touched the guts of a lock since I did that video though until today. So, but I've got them in case if I need them. Let's see. Okay, Night Owl. Yeah, Night Owl is awesome for finding cat pictures. I need to post some pictures of my cats. Bernoulli is fat and sassy. I know he sort of became part of the community. I'd love, if he wasn't so skittish, I would love to bring him out here to the shop with me. I know Aloysius would love to come out here. So would Socks. But I don't really trust bringing them out here. I would have to bring them out here in a carrier. And then make sure that the door was shut and latched to where they couldn't get out. So I don't know. I might bring a kitty out here to the shop one day. We'll see. But yeah, everybody, all of my kitties are doing great. After the personnel change the other day, which, by the way, I am not heartbroken over this personnel change. I'm heartbroken over the fact that it may be difficult in the future if that person wants to come back. That's the difficult part. Otherwise, I'm great. But after the personnel change the other day, I came home from work, and when people's pets are, when people are stressed out and people aren't getting along with each other, the pets in the house pick up on that stress a lot. And when I came home from work Wednesday evening, which is after the personnel had vacated, I came in, and normally when I come in from work, all the cats meet me there in the kitchen. At the very least, they will come around and they will, or at least poke their head in from the hallway. Anyhow, I come in, there are no cats. Take my shoes off, still no cats. Put the groceries away that I bought, still no cats. And I walk into the bedroom, and all 4 of the cats are just sprawled out, just completely chilled out, relaxing, snoozing. It's just like they were catching their breath. And I said, I can relate. And so yeah, they are doing a great job. They are enjoying this as much as I am. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, I do need to post cat pictures and food pictures. I post a lot on my Instagram, but my Instagram's mostly for friends and family, like I said, like close friends and family. But yeah, I'll start posting some on Twitter. I'll remember to do that. Let's see. Cat's actually a dog. Yeah, James, if I get a dog, it will be raised by the cats, and then the dog will actually be a cat. For sure. Alrighty, folks. Well, you've squandered another perfectly good hour hanging out with me in the shop this morning. So I'm glad everybody's still out there. I'm glad that glad I can still draw an audience. Maybe had some lock stuff. I will get this guy tightened up. Glad that I was able to get it, a little more pick resistant. I've got some ideas for some projects coming out that I want to get done, but again, time and budget are two things that constantly fight with each other. So we'll see what we can get done. But if there's anything that I can do in a video for you guys, I've got a couple things set aside to mail out for packages. That's gonna be a while yet because that's some more expense. But anyway, if there's a video that you guys want me to do something on, let me know. And shout out to Night Owl again for your video the other day with the super glue. That was a great video. You did a much better job at that than I did. I didn't really prepare ahead of time for it. I think you guys were talking about ants in the comments just a minute ago, and I've got one crawling around on my phone up here. Interesting. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start to sign off here. Go inside, and then I'm going to try to be around for at least some of Jason's live broadcast today. That's been another thing I've not been able to get with. I didn't even get a chance to go back and watch his from last weekend, or any of the other videos that have been posted at all from anybody this week. And this morning I signed on just for a little while this morning when I was getting up to see sort of what was going on. And as far as all the subscriptions that I have, that's where I saw a Starry Logs video. But I think today and maybe some tomorrow I'll catch up on those videos, and I'll try to Monday and Tuesday. Mondays and Tuesdays are my long days, but for some reason I have more time. I can actually watch some videos. It's weird. Anyway, yeah. Hey, Night Out, I'm happy with the ants as long as I don't have bees. There's actually a yellow jacket's nest in the side of my house right near the main door that I use, and they found a little crack or a little seam in the foundation between two of the center blocks. It's just very narrow, but of course that's all they need. I'm allergic to bee stings, specifically yellow jackets. So far they've not been aggressive. They've been there about a month or so now, and I've just not gotten the stuff to take care of them. I did get some today though, so I'm going to try that tonight, because you always attack them at night, and hopefully it'll work. So yes, I will take ants. Let's see. Oh, James. Some people would say my cat Socks is not nice, but in reality, she's just the biggest, saltiest, grumpiest, fussiest, bitiest, scratchiest sweetheart that there is. Okay, Rune. Yeah. Yeah. Just let me know whenever is fine for that. And like Night Owl just said, yeah, post service here is working great. Just give me a heads up so I can know to check it. I actually get a email preview of all my mail coming in to my post office box, so I'll actually see it when it's close to delivery. But yeah, no worries. I know. Yep. Bees in the front and ants or bees in the back and ants in the front. It's not good. Yeah, GQ man, I got. I think I got Raid Wasp and Hornet Killer. Sprays up to 25 feet. But it's like right next to my driveway, so I always walk within about 5 feet. And I'm surprised they haven't even buzzed me. I always watch very closely to see if I can kind of see any of them coming in or leaving out. And they actually just go right past me. They're not an aggressive hive of yellow jackets, thankfully. Yeah, James, I've got like 6 litter boxes for 4 cats. And there are still snowball fights between the 2 of them sometimes, or between 1 versus 3 or 2 on 2 or whatever they decide to team up. Okay, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. It'll be nice to get that pinned up and picked. I don't know how long it'll take me to pick it, but I will. But anyway, guys, all right, we've gone on for an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. That way we can take a break. I know Rune normally fixes dinner or gets done with dinner before heading over to Jason's live. Some of us eat breakfast, some of us eat lunch. So anyway, hope everybody has a great weekend. I appreciate everybody tuning back in. Again, hopefully I'll be doing some more videos coming up soon. So anyway, with that in mind, everybody have a great one. Stay safe. Don't let the bugs bite you. Stay healthy. Wear a mask. I hate wearing a mask more than just about anybody. But I've been doing my part. Night Owl, thank you for those masks. They have proven to be much nicer than the issued masks that I've received. So, and they last through a washing machine. Like if you put one in your little hidden pocket in your uniform shirt and you throw that uniform shirt in the washing machine, you forget to take the mask out, it does not like disintegrate in there. It actually comes out smelling, Ultra Spring Fresh. So anyway, yes, wear a mask. Even if you don't like it, if I can wear a mask, so can you, because I hate wearing a mask. But anyway, guys, stay healthy, wash your hands, stay at home if you can. If you can stay at home but you don't really want to, find a shop to go hang out in or go fishing. But anyway, guys, have a great one. We'll see you in a little bit over at Jason's place.